the problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know
the pool house is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
I'm sorry, but don't you guys find it kind of creepy that a 40-year-old man
To me, it's funny. He's a YouTuber. He wears a Dr. Doom mask to interview Tommy
in all of their videos because they're afraid to show their pale white face? I don't know. That seems a little suspicious to me.
Yeah. Let me get Max in here. Oh, no, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. Oh, no. I should never have allowed it to happen. I'm already regretting it. No,
especially some dude just wearing a mask all the time screaming at the camera.
Mad Max is here. Never thought I'd see you in my chat. Great costume drawing. Thanks.
Rich, long time. Please take off your shirt and show us some saggy melon.
Yeah!
And please, with some Finnegan Fox enthusiasm,
Yes!
show us on the floor. Oh, God, I see what you did there. You son. I like saggy melon.
Oh, there you go.
But like, it just
hard at work.
This
is hard at work.
You messed up now.
Your boss?
Saggy, hold on.
Go get your boss. Go get your boss.
At work.
I need your clout.
Chase it off of me, bro.
I need your clout. Oh wow.
I'm at work. You see, I'm working. I'm trying to
get
end
ready.
The night.
Get ready for the
live now while I'm trying to get my job
There's a
done.
reason for that. Get ready for the cancellation live in person.
Get ready for the cancellation. Yeah, you already get canceled. You already know.
Mom!
Yes, honey?
It happened again!
Did you have your mask on?
I always have my mask on.
Oh, I'm not on.
I already told you. I was watching your other stream. You're like, I hope someone shows up. Listen, I'm backing down. I don't have. I can't take the melons.
You don't want this. You don't want
this.
You don't.
I don't know.
Max. You don't.
I know you're stocking shelves. Oh wow, you're
smoke. You do not want to mess with.
See, the accusations were false. Someone said you're doing a lot of texting at work, and she's stalking.
Do I text at work? Damn right, because this is my job.
No,
I'm doing my job while we're talking. So
you know what
multitasking.
You know what the reality is. She was texting watching YouTube, and then she's like, "I'm going live. I better stock shelves."
Guess Tommy Telleriso.
Telleriso. Oh my God!
All right. Restart the stream. Restart.
Nice chatting with you. I'll see you guys later.
Jeremy, I just reached 5K.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
It really doesn't matter.
While you're here, if you'd like to consider memberships, it's only 99 cents.
Rip away, my friend. Rip away.
Because, man.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a special episode of Scoop Wars. The possibilities are endless. Don't box yourself in. It's more possible now than ever. It really is. There's a lot here. There's a lot going on. I'm not telling you to believe it. I'm not telling you it's going to happen. I'm saying there's a strong possibility that they may want to do this, and there are benefits to doing it. How much of it? Who knows? If it'll happen, who knows? But yes, there's a lot going on. If it was ever going to happen, listen, it wasn't just the turkey. It was not just the turkey. Well, if it was going to happen, see, that's the thing, you boy Mirage. An MCU DCEU crossover could happen, but not anytime soon. I think if it ever was going to happen, this would be the time within James Gunn's 4 years, initial 4 years, in when there's Secret Wars. And there hasn't been a lot of it, but there's been some precedent in the comics. And also, to bring in the video game angle, I believe Ed Boon is also working on this exact same prospect for the video game universe, Marvel versus DC. Go to bed. What? Shout out to Zodrider. Hashtag Zodrider was right. I think what a lot of critics of this speculation in this rumor, potential crossover, and it's not just me and Zodrider, it's other people on the internet saying, hey, wow, Secret Wars is happening. James Gunn just pitched a secret movie to DC, and now he's president. He's got the connection. Even RJ said, you know what? It's really weird that Alan Horn was over there at Disney, and he was the one that fired James Gunn, but now he's over at Warner Brothers, and now James Gunn is at Warner Brothers under Horn. Alan Horn is over there. It's not just the turkey. It's literally not just the turkey. Grandpa Tubby needs his daily. I'm not a grandpa. I don't know, Mo Moon. I don't know. This is a solo stream. I could have you on. How do you know? How do you know that, Saggy? If there was any time to do it, this would be the time. So here's the thing that's funny. People say there's a potential, it's potentially could happen in the future, but not anytime soon. I'm telling you right now, if it is ever possible, now's the time when you have someone that worked at Marvel, worked right under Feige. They want to be the new Feige, still has a good relationship with Feige, works with Alan Horn, and now works with Alan Horn again. You have the Secret Wars and the Incursions. Because Marvel won't do. Why won't they do it? They've done other things. They've brought in Netflix versions of their characters. They brought in Spider-Men. Why wouldn't they do it? It's a goddamn turkey picture. If there's here's where I'll give some credence to critics saying this won't happen. Marvel doesn't need it to happen. I agree that Marvel doesn't need it to happen, but I also think there's profits to be made even on Marvel's end for having an Easter egg in Secret Wars. Where there's opportunity, it'll happen. And also there's a precedent in recent years, especially in video games and all of nerd culture online of memes and crossovers of IPs. It's happening more and more frequently than it's ever happened in the history of entertainment. It's happening now. It's happening now. Thank you, Ryan. Mo Moon says, Saggy, Jarbo, and Kanan have besmirched my good name, and it shall not stand. I will stand by you, Mo Moon. I will stand by you. James is exclusive to DC right now. Pretty sure Marvel might be a bit salty over losing their Guardians of the Galaxy director. Hey, I'm fine with that too. What did the article say, Devin? It said animation too. That's fine. I think something's going to come of it. I think there's opportunity there and opportunity for money. Okay. Yes. Feige could care less. I don't think so. Not that the MCU is hurting or needs it, but something else to really like, oh, they did that shit too? It's kind of like Feige tries to outdo himself. And there's been factual reports from Feige that said when he brought together Sony and the Spider-Men that boo. What? But when's your timeline, Saggy? When's your timeline? But there's factual reporting about when Feige said, "Well, why can't we do it? Why not? Why not?" That's been a consistent through line with Feige, and that's why he's successful. Why not? Why not? I don't I don't care if you think I'm crazy. I'm wearing a mask on the internet. I'm having fun. They're not zero, right? So let's do some research for everyone that thinks this is so crazy. Now they are talking about it also on Twitter, and it wasn't just my pal Zodwriter that was tweeting about it. People are calling me crazy, and this is I've been in movie talk for so long. Do you know right before the Snyder Cut came out, I was on streams with people I don't really collaborate with anymore, and they were so harsh to me, saying I was crazy for thinking the Snyder Cut could come out. And then I was told I was crazy for thinking Henry Cavill could come back. Now, again, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying there's possibilities. It's not unheard of, and there's money to be made, and entertainment is constantly changing and evolving for IP collaboration, for maximum profits, and that's what the audience wants. Now, hopefully there's a good reason to do it, and it's not just to do it. Everyone's like, what the hell is wrong with everyone? I think there's a possibility, just not now. When would it happen then? When would be the most opportune time to do a crossover event? When Gunn is the president of DC and Feige is the president of Marvel, because they've worked together. They have a great relationship. They're not against each other. I mean, I'm going to show you lots of stuff here. Well, not lots, but a good amount of research that I've done that shows that Marvel and DC can get along. Let me show you this. Look at this. People need to dream a little bit. People are so close-minded in entertainment industry, video game. It's better than it's ever before. Better than it's ever been before with the possibilities, and people just close it off and shut things down without even letting their minds run free. Now, don't go overdose on hope, though. If it doesn't happen, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me, but there's certainly a possibility. Certainly. And I think you examine, if you are a good executive, you examine all your possibilities for income opportunities, for story and crossover. You take in every opportunity. So don't say this is never even discussed. Maybe they won't do it, but come on. All right. Now here he is on Twitter. James Gunn invites Zack Snyder, Patty Jenkins, James Wan, and other DC film creators to the set Guardians of the Galaxy 3 to show there isn't any beef between Marvel and DC behind the scenes. Now that's just a nice thing. That's just a nice thing. So he has a great relationship on both sides now, which is important. Let me get, this is not, we're not the only ones talking about this today either. We're not. It's going on Twitter, and it was trending. Secret Wars was trending today. Why was it trending today? Why was Secret Wars? This is the other reason I decided to do this topic. It was trending on Twitter, Secret Wars. And I'll bring this up here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Blu-ray Angel. I think I follow him. But yes. Look, and then we're going to go to the article. Kevin Feige said never say never to a Marvel and DC crossover. Now James Gunn is DC Studios president. Inquiring face, there. Will we ever see the Avengers with the Justice League? ? Oh, so see, people say Kanye. Oh, my friend Matt said, let's hope this doesn't happen. Okay. Smells like robot chicken. Stop. So, it's very possible. People are talking about it. There's precedent in IP and in the history of comics, although it doesn't happen often. It does not happen often. But the thing that baffles my mind still is everyone in the chat. Yeah, I could see it happening, just not now. I'm sorry. That's a weird freaking take. Yeah, I could see it happening, but not now. Before Secret Wars was announced, you know what I was saying? I was saying, I think they're going to do Secret Wars. And they're like, that's years off. You know. All right. Let's look at Superman's cameo in Secret Wars comic from 2015. Let's bring that up here. Superman. Max, I'm being honest, it won't happen now. Okay. Well, but that was yesterday. Yesterday was Quantumania. Today was the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special trailer, I believe, which I didn't watch yet. Well, we'll see, Mo Moon. I'm trying to do this solo, and then I need to get to bed. Superman made a cameo in Marvel's iconic Secret Wars. Superman made a tiny cameo on the cover for the final issue of the 2015 Marvel crossover Secret Wars, widening the scope of this epic event. Now, it is small. There's his foot right by Spider-Man. That's the cameo. That's the cameo. Okay. But it's points to a time when Spider-Man and Superman did cross over. So it may not seem like a huge deal that Superman's foot made it a cameo appearance on the cover of one issue of Secret Wars, but it does widen the scope of a crossover, indicate that it's not just Marvel characters who were affected by the destruction of the multiverse. You see? I read this ahead of time. I read this a little bit ahead of time, not the whole thing. So, what are we dealing with in the MCU? Destruction of the multiverse and incursions? But it does widen the scope of the crossover and indicate that it's not just Marvel characters who are affected by the destruction of the multiverse. Official Marvel and DC handbooks have established that Earth 7642 Crossover Earth is the world where several crossovers between the two publishers take place. This universe, where DC and Marvel characters coexist, is the setting of stories such as 1981's Batman vs. the Incredible Hulk, 1982's Uncanny X-Men and the New Teen Titans, and 1999's Batman Daredevil. Additionally, it has also been established that Earth 7642 is the setting of other crossover between Marvel and non-DC properties, including the Transformers, Spawn, Wildcats, Witchblade, and Cyberforce. But perhaps never before in comics history has the appearance of a single foot had such far-reaching implications. In the lead up to Secret Wars, Marvel hyped the event as one that would change everything, the longest-lasting impact that it has had, and it marked the end of the Ultimate Marvel Universe, and it brought Miles Morales into the main 616 continuity. But the idea that Earth 7642 was among those universes destroyed means that the Secret Wars event resulted not only in the deaths of alternate universe variants of Marvel characters, but also the demise of icons like Batman, Wonder Woman, Optimus Prime, Spawn, and of course, Superman himself. You know, look at that. What does that mean to you? Literally, Marvel has years of projects they're focused on. Max is ignoring if they're going to scrap it and do Secret Wars right now. They're getting ready for Secret Wars. Okay. Now, Let's go to the James Gunn. Says he's talked about a Marvel superhero crossover film with both companies. All right? With both companies. Well, Devin, I want to ask you, if it were possible, what better time than now with the recent James Gunn being heading up DC? It's now if you're going to do it. I think it's now or never. That's what I should change. That's what I should change the title of the stream now. Marvel, DC. I should change the thumbnail. Now or never. Now or never for the crossover between MCU and DCEU or DC Studios. Now or never. That's my take on it. If it were going to happen, this is the time. And Zodwriter was right. Hashtag Zodwriter was right. Okay. Let me bring up the Collider article. And then we're also going to talk about Ed Boon. I think there's a lot going on there with the video game realm too. James Gunn says he's talked about a Marvel DC crossover film with both companies, and now he's president of one of them. And both creative teams were surprisingly open to the idea. The Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn is interested in making a Marvel and DC crossover, and he even discussed the idea with the creative heads of both companies. Gunn made the reveal during an interview with Jake's Take, in which the filmmaker also talked about what would be his possible dream project should be a crossover be possible, and then take that with this right here, the recent article last week that he pitched a secret movie. He pitched a secret movie to DC. They're surprisingly open to it. It's happened in the comics. And now James Gunn pitches secret movie. Believe what you want to believe. I'm not telling you to believe it. But come on, everyone. Come on. Secret movie. All right. I don't care. Sigh. Degrassi says sigh. I don't care if you think I'm crazy. All right. Let me get back to the article here. Okay. Well, talking to Jake's Take, Gunn said that he would like to. Oh, let me see. Gunn said, we would like to. We would be really happy to do a Harley Quinn and Groot movie. Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, is one of the main characters of this upcoming adaptation of DC's Suicide Squad. While Groot, voiced by Vin Diesel, is one of the founding members of Gunn's version of Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. So a crossover between the two worlds would be an exciting project, and after spending so much time with both super teams, Gunn would probably be ready to tackle it. But would a cinematic crossover between Marvel and DC ever be possible? According to Gunn, the creative leads of Marvel and DC Cinematic Universe are as excited as he is to make a crossover happen, in Gunn's words. Now, according to Matt, he was just joking. Come on you know what, Saggy? Come on the show and I'll give you some. There you go. Hold on a second. You think I'm crazy? You could come. The audience may be demanding a different viewpoint if you're available, Saggy. Hold on a second here. I'll send you a link if you could pop in. It's not crazy. I think it's more possible than ever. Just give them to you now. No. Jade, you're out? Oh, no. Don't leave, Jade. Please, Jade, don't leave. Marcus, what are you doing? Behave. Is Marcus misbehaving? Jade, you're a mod. Do what you need to do. if Marcus is misbehaving. Okay. Are we good, Jade? Oh, you just want to talk shit. Okay. All right, Mo Moon. Message me on Twitter. I've never even heard your voice, Mo Moon. Hold on. You message me on Twitter. Message me on Twitter. Okay. So, but would a cinematic crossover between Marvel and DC ever be possible? According to Gunn, the creative leads of Marvel and DC cinematic universes are excited as he is to make a crossover happen. In Gunn's words, I've actually talked about that to the heads of both Marvel and DC, but it's like they, everyone's open to everything, but whether anything would ever happen, who knows? But the idea of being able to bring Marvel and DC together in a movie, that would be really fun for me. Well, the Harley Quinn and Groot project was not discussed directly, as Gunn clarified the tweet. The idea of a Marvel DC crossover was well received by both Kevin Feige and Toby Emmerich. Whoa, Toby! The men in charge of overseeing movie adaptation of Marvel and DC, respectively. The biggest obstacle in the way of the crossover would be the legal implication of the movie, as there would be a lot of paperwork to define profit cuts and copyright, as Gunn explains it. I know it's exciting for even the heads of Marvel and DC to think about. Kevin Feige over at Marvel and Toby Emmerich over at Warner Brothers, it's something we all like to dream about. Whether we could ever get through the barrage, the Berlin Wall of lawyers, we would need to get through to ever make something like that happen. I don't know, but it would be a blast. And here's a clip here. Let's watch an interview. All right. I'm sending the link to Mo Moon. You better be behaving, Mo Moon. All right, I'll send you a link. No funny business now. No funny business. All right, so we're gonna actually watch this review now. This is exciting. Whoa. Tell us how you really feel. Okay. Let me bring this up here. This is exciting stuff, everyone. We could be at the beginning of one of the most exciting moments in entertainment history, and we have all these naysayers and Karens flipping out. Be quiet. Nothing's ever going to happen. No. You're crazy. Nah.
One is going to start bugging you about a potential one day, maybe pie in the sky dream of a Marvel DC crossover. As a storyteller, have you begun to imagine what that actually might be like? And what two characters would you like to see put together and share a moment with on the big screen?
Not only have I thought about that, but I've actually talked about that to the heads of both Marvel and DC.
See? Proof. There you go. There you go. Does it seem like he's joking when he suggests he actually... Do you think this is all just a joke when he says that? I've actually talked to them about it? No!
See, but...
All right. This intro here. This Jake's Takes gets a lot of interviews.
Mr. Gunn, this is a huge honor, man. I'm such a fan. I've never gotten to talk to you before, so I appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, thank you, man. No problem.
Congratulations on this. I'm going to jump right into it. I really love how much freedom you've been given with this R rating. You clearly take it and you run with it. If you had been given an R rating with Guardians, what's the moment you'd love to redo without the constraints of a PG-13 rating?
I would not have taken it if I was given it with the Guardians. It just wasn't. That's not what that movie is. I think that it's like, I am totally free with the Guardians, but it's written for families. It's written for,
Okay, Mo Moon is here. Mo Moon.
Hello?
Hey, Mo Moon. How's it going?
I'm fine. How are you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem.
I'm like Matt.
Yeah, would you need me to go to war against Matt Jarbo and Wad? I will do it for you, Mo.
Thank you. Finally, someone. I thought I was expecting this from Shaggy, but she left me high and dry last month. So
Yeah. What do you think of it? You think that my talk here is crazy? Do you see all the proof I've provided of a possibility? People don't even want to expand their minds and think about the possibilities. They're just like, shut up. It's never gonna happen. No, 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 no. You're crazy. You're crazy.
That is my one grievance with Jarbo, that he like very cynical, and he forgets to have fun with this thing.
Yeah, let's have fun. I'm not saying it. I'm not telling you to believe it. I'm telling you to believe if there's money, if there's a way to make money, if there's a way that he could do it, I think James Gunn would. If there's a way he could actually accomplish it. And then,
if it happens, it happens. We'll all be happy about it.
If they have an idea, Kevin Feige has gone on record and said, why not for certain things? Like, well, we should try that. And then what happens is that they figure out the IP and the lawyers figure all that stuff out later and how each company benefits. And just to think, there's no reason that Marvel wouldn't benefit. That you don't know that. There are ways that Marvel could benefit by doing a crossover.
And even I don't care who benefits. I benefit the most of this because I am a fan. You know, I've been collecting all these comic books for like probably 15 years now, and I mean the biggest winner is us in this whole equation. And I understand like, oh, we can't do it now, like financially.
No, why do you
understand?
No. Dude, just think about how Spider-Man and Sony got reinvigorated is they collaborated with Marvel.
What
what if something like that happens where it reinvigorates? I heard Joker Melons was crazy like Saggy though. Nah. All right. Well, let's watch this, Mo.
Go ahead.
You're joining me on Scoop Wars? Okay. All right, let's hear this.
You know, kids go to see Guardians, you know, adults, grandparents. It's a different mindset. I'm communicating to a different audience. So I do feel completely free with the Guardians movies. They're just a little bit of a different project. This, to me, is written towards, you know, people who are a little bit older. It's, you know, I'm able to do anything. It's people who are looking for all sorts of twists and turns, not only in terms of, you know, a shark ripping a guy in half, but in terms of the, you know, the more
actually, I think that's the only part of the interview he talks about is the very beginning, that he's actually had discussions. So we don't need to watch that full interview. We do have to watch the Grace Randolph meltdown. Oh boy,
let's do this.
Let's do this. All right. And yes, the reason she's melting down is you know, there is also a precedent for Gunn criticizing the hell out of disgraced Randolph. And here's an article just to show you the proof. James Gunn blasts YouTube personality Grace Randolph on Twitter. Director James Gunn blasts YouTube personality Grace Randolph on Twitter. Certainly, James Gunn is known for his brutal honesty online. Fans praise him for his willingness for social media interaction. In addition, and this is a benefit of a new president of DC, he doesn't like it when scoopers make up stories about his projects. Grace Randolph urged a James Gunn debunking in September 2020. At that time, Grace Randolph tweeted that Bane would appear in the season finale of James Gunn Peacemaker. Rumors flew because Dave Bautista wanted to play Bane. Thus, it seemed like speculation than anything else. James Gunn replied, that would be, by the definition, means he was technically in the show. He does not show up at the end or anywhere else. He has 0 lines.
Sounds like a Saggy move right there.
True to his word, there was no Bane and Peacemaker. The feud between Grace Randolph and James Gunn began in November 2012. She said Marvel Studios would fire him for his controversial remarks on Twitter, and it didn't end there. In 2017, Randolph falsely claimed that Gunn did not give Thanos a larger role in his Guardians of the Galaxy films because he did not find the character interesting. Gunn debunked her claim and later stated that I'm going to guess Randolph likes to make stuff up, as I've said, because it helps her get clicks. And somehow I didn't know about this stuff. I didn't hear about that one, and I heard about the Bane one. Somehow Grace Randolph triggered James Gunn again. Recently, Apparently, Grace Randolph took a swipe at Peacemaker on her YouTube channel. James Gunn tweeted back, "The earth revolves around the sun. Mothers love their children, and Grace Randolph will spout shit." Yeah,
She's not wrong there, though.
will spout bullshit. And I think she said she wasn't going to watch it or something for some reason. She was going to boycott it.
Even though that's her job, is to watch this stuff.
I know. Doesn't that annoy you, Mo, when people in movie talk complain about watching stuff? Like, this is fun. Why are you here if you're going to complain about watching stuff?
It's because hate generates clicks. That's why.
Yeah. We have 29 people watching and only 12 likes. Come on.
Well, it's because
Get
I'm
this
here.
thumbs
That's
up.
why. Everybody hates Mo Moon.
No,
Saggy.
everyone loves Mo Moon.
Especially Zeno, too.
Then Gunn can make a crossover film happen. Yes. I think now or never. That's what I'm going to keep saying. Now or never.
Look at Saggy being the negative Nancy that she always is.
Yeah, she is, definitely. Okay. Let's get to Grace Randolph's meltdown. Oh, wait. Before we do that, let's actually cover the video game angle. Because I do believe there is something happening with Ed Boon. He's been teasing Marvel versus DC fighting game for years after Mortal Kombat 11. There's been a lot. He's been hinting at it a lot. So there's a strong possibility there as well. This is very exciting times, Mo. Very exciting.
And they got my money whenever they announced it.
Yes. Marvel versus DC, Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat, trying to make it happen. So he's very open to it. He's been hinting at it for years. And then James Gunn said he would love it to happen too. Marvel versus DC is one of the games listed in a poll created by Ed Boon. Injustice 3, next Mortal Kombat are also on the list. 41.1% goes to Marvel versus DC. You know, he is pretty scary that the poll got. He knows what he's doing by putting this there. All these other things are just pretty much everyone's like, oh, okay, Injustice 3, next Mortal Kombat, Marvel versus DC. This is why this poll was created, so he can hint that. And he hinted that he might work with Spider-Man on his next project.
I should have gone with DC versus Marvel instead of Marvel versus DC, but you know.
Well, it pretty much is up to Marvel, though. Yes, it's up to them if they wanted it to happen, but
yeah, but
according
to
Gunn, according to the new DC president, he's talked to them both, and they were surprisingly open to the idea. There's a secret movie he's working on. Who knows?
Yeah, open to the idea, and my wallet is open to it.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to Disgraced Randolph.
Which I find her attractive, which is everybody else makes.
Okay, calm down. You're making it. No, I'm just kidding.
It's middle of the night. I got off work. All right, let me have this.
All right. I'm going to give this a thumbs down because I watched it already. I am still subscribed. Here we go, Grace. She looks stressed out in this video. I watched part of it already.
Wow.
Wow.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. I can't believe it. Warner Brothers is just going to keep on Warner Brothering no matter who's in charge over there. You would think the leadership hadn't changed at all based on
That's bullshit. This is completely different than the previous scenario. This is an active creative that has great relationships all across the industry now working, that also has a social media presence and a presence within the fandom. This is completely different, and it's co-chairs and co-CEOs of DC Studios. It's completely different. Her take is bullshit here, Mo Moon. An absolute bullshit take. This is aggressive. This is exciting. And this has a wealth of opportunities. Whether you like James Gunn or not. Because it doesn't necessarily just say James Gunn's going to direct every movie. It means he's going to be in charge with putting teams together, connecting people. And then Peter Sarin is going to get the produce and get the money in order and get things tightened up. This could be potentially, it could even be more prolific than Feige with this team together, working together.
Well, James Gunn has
it's
some wild
very,
ideas,
it's
so
it's
let's do that.
it's very exciting of the possibilities. She is so negative in this video.
Hey, send pics, Saggy, please.
Send what?
Nothing. I didn't say it.
You know, she has an OnlyFans if you're really that thirsty.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for OnlyFans. All right, come on.
No, come on, cheapskate.
Yes, I am being cheap. So what? I'm paying shit for your channel. It's only like $1. Okay.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
That's how cheap I am.
Well, I provide a service for all the cheapskates out there.
Yeah, and Matt, I pay $6 and he won't let me on.
Oh wow. Well, you know what? I did. So
there you go. See.
I don't. Maybe you should rethink that, Mo Moon. I don't know. Yes, Saggy does have an OnlyFans.
She does. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I didn't pay for it, but I've seen it though.
Yes.
Don't ask me how I saw it if I didn't pay for it. Someone else showed me it. I'm not distributing photos or anything.
No. Oh my goodness. All right.
I'm not because it's illegal. I told him to fuck off.
Well, okay.
No, seriously. Someone actually sent me those. And like,
okay. I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to have anything to do with this conversation, Mo.
Wait,
Sorry.
Grace has an OnlyFans? Oh
no.
Link it, Saggy.
No,
I want to see that.
No. All right, let's get back on target here. Whoa, Mo.
Let's get back on track.
Latest development. So yes, DC shocker indeed. And also one has to wonder, what would have happened if Black Adam had opened bigger? I'm sure Dwayne Johnson is sitting there wondering that right now. Did he get blindsided? I'm curious. Warner Brothers Discovery, or Warner Brothers, in fact, has a very long history of doing that. But this is crazy. It's crazy to see such a huge decision, which, by the way, is an epic win for James Gunn. You have to tip your hat to him.
That's very hard for her to say because she does not like James Gunn. Yes. Definitely. I don't like how negative she is going towards this. And it's basically the reason she's so salty, everyone, is because it didn't go the way she predicted. She was way off on all her DC stuff this year. And this is not going to bode well when she comes out with a spilling the tea when the president could just shoot it down on Twitter. Like, nah, that's not happening. He said she's full of shit. And she has to suck it up and say this is an epic win for him, but she's still got to pour on the negative salt. The negative salt that this is a bad decision. Just like when she was saying Henry Cavill coming back. Henry Cavill's not a good Superman. Oh, she's full of shit. Oh, I forgot to also cover that darn it, there is also a boycott that people, let me see, that people are talking about because of this, though.
Oh, a boycott. Wow.
All right.
Kind of like the Bayonetta boycott from last week.
How's
that working out?
Yeah. Let me bring this up here. It was trending earlier, although it's not much traction. So it was only trending for a little bit of time. There were some nasty tweets though I saw. I didn't have it saved up because I didn't want to retweet it. But this isn't the current one. So the Boycott Brigade won't be seeing a DC film. Good riddance. You won't be missed. Yeah, they're constantly. Let me see here. There were some really nasty tweets, but it's, you know what? It's better. It's better that it's not up. Yes, people are wanting to boycott now. Small-minded people that can't see the potential and opportunities. Even if you're not a fan even if you're not a fan of Gunn, that doesn't mean that he's going to direct every single movie. That doesn't mean he's going to interject his angle onto the project. He's going to hire talent. He's going to be involved with getting projects going. that doesn't mean that every Gunn movie is going to be a Gunn movie. Potentially, I guess it could be, but not necessarily.
Yeah,
You know?
he's gonna be more like behind the scenes kind of guy.
Well, we just don't know, but to say that every movie is going to be like Peacemaker or the Suicide Squad, it's not accurate. Until you actually see that happening, stop fear-mongering. You know, you don't know.
Oh yeah, those pedo allegations still going around.
Talk about rising like a phoenix from the ashes. This is incredible for him, and mostly for James Gunn. This is a great day for James Gunn. Not so great for like everybody else. Well,
no, that's great for everyone else. You just stop being so small-minded. This is really pathetic that a big movie pundit is this negative towards an idea, because she was so wrong about her predictions. I made a prediction that she was going to be completely wrong about Cavill. I wish I still had that thumbnail. It's very upsetting that she's going this negative. Saggy's one of this nasty, despicable people who boycotted Black Adam. Yeah.
probably Henry Cavill. I think Henry Cavill, who by the way has zero loyalty. I'm sure he's
there. She has to throw shade at him too, just because he didn't get involved with the release of the Snyder Cut movement because he was trying to negotiate his contract. That wouldn't have helped him. Everyone else that was retweeting Zack at that time had a contract in place. He did not. All the other people. So that's unfair. And she constantly has to throw shade towards his character when for me, I haven't seen any evidence that he's acted in any way except a consummate professional in the industry. And the way he handles himself with fans, the way he talks in reporting, the way he handles himself in movies and on set, and her implications that he's difficult or that that he's not loyal is absolutely bullshit. He was there right with Zack when they announced the Snyder Cut. He did what he can when he could. Very unprofessional of the way she implies and sends negativity towards people in the industry. I don't like it.
like probably calling James Gunn already. But yeah, so James Gunn's having a great day. His Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special trailer came out earlier. Wow, it just goes to show you, never give up. And also have a longtime friend like Peter Safran. So anyway, and this helps Peter Safran too. So Safran's not like running a charity or anything. But this is clearly not what's best for DC.
That's what I mean. It's her opinion. How can you say that, Mo? Clearly, what's not in the best interest for DC. To have a plan is what's best interest for DC. To have someone that's overseeing this is what's in the best interest of DC. To have someone that's been a creative also in charge, working with someone that can get the financing and all the specifics down is what's in the best interest of DC. You know?
Yep.
Yes, I agree, Ryan. They are not Snyder fans. They're Toxic fans. Don't represent Zack Snyder DC.
And they don't represent any DC fan I know.
Uh-huh. All right.
In terms of
get those thumbs up. Come on. Smash the like button, please.
I already did.
Leveling up to the MCU, I don't think that will ever happen now, at least not in the next 10 years or so, because I think you're going to have another round of maybe damage done to the brand. I mean, we'll see.
What?
Not that DC won't be big. Well, I would say mid-size. I think it'll be mid-size.
What if they're extremely successful for now? I'm going to bookmark this video. It's, Saggy has the right to do what Saggy wants to,
Yeah, but her reasons are kind of
well,
petty.
that's up to her.
I know it's her decision to go not to go watch it, but I still gotta say it's kind of petty.
Yeah, she is high on haterade.
Who, Saggy or Grace?
No, Grace saying that this is damaging the brand.
She has haterade
that they're not going
directly
to be
into her bloodstream.
She
right?
basically says they're not going to be successful again. How pessimistic she is! Wow, It's
I
never
mean,
going to be
this is
successful.
what happens when she does what she does. She just grows very jaded.
Mm-hmm. Just
I mean,
because she
look at
can't admit
Jarbo.
she was wrong.
If I were Warner Brothers Discovery, I would cap all Gunn Safran budgets at 100 million. I'd be like, do what you need to do, but not for more than 100 million a movie. And I think they could work with that. I mean, James Gunn comes from.
She's immediately saying he's bargain bin. Like, what were the Guardians of the Galaxy movies budget for? What was the Suicide Squad budget for? Peacemaker.
I don't.
Thank God. Thank God Grace isn't involved in shit because she's petty and salty.
And cheap.
Yes. Very okay. Let's keep continuing.
A low budget background, I think that he could do a lot with 100 million. And I certainly think that it will continue to generate lots of chatter, but its appeal will continue to be fractured and limited. This is classic Warner Brothers, as I just said, doing what's best for talent instead of the brand. They just
I disagree. I am actually very hype about them saying they're going to do something and doing it. Let's be real. He wasn't the first choice. They wanted that last guy, but he declined. But they didn't give up and they moved forward. And they're not going to let things interfere with reaching towards a plan. And this is very different, Warner Brothers. I 100% disagree with Grace Randolph. This is completely different than what Warner Brothers has been known for, is not getting shit done, just treading water, and not making the hard decisions. This is making the hard decisions. Whether you like it or not, they need someone to curate this DCEU, and now they do. And you know what? No one is going to get 100% of what they want in this future DCEU. It's going to be a little bit of everything. And we have to accept that. Yes, thank you, Devin. The Suicide Squad was 185 million, Guardians was 232 million, Guardians 2 was 200 million. See? It's very condescending to say you should only give them 100 mil per project. That's absolutely fucking bullshit. In the next project, I'm going to call her out when the next project is announced, and I want to hear the budget. And I believe it will be a success. I believe the next project that he announces and he puts together, I think it will be a success. All right.
They gave James Gunn a huge kiss today. They were like, "We love you," and kind of a little bit of a middle finger to DC and everybody else.
Why is that a middle finger just because someone got hired? Look how she doesn't. I'm not gonna comment on Grace looks or anything, but she seems distressed there. If you really look at the picture there, she doesn't seem so confident in what she's saying. She doesn't.
She hasn't had her coffee yet.
She doesn't seem very confident. She just seems like she's spouting stuff. Like James Gunn has said, spouts bullshit.
Well, of course.
And Safran, by the way, speaking of a middle finger to a lot of the fans, Safran was in very tight with the old leadership. So, it's like this is one of them pretty much with Emmerich, Hamada. He was tight with those guys. So we'll see. I think, in fact, DC is exactly the same. They just swapped out Hamada for Safran and Snyder for Gunn.
Gunn is part of it now. They're co-chairs, co-CEOs, and there's going to be a presence now that you're going to have directly with the fandom too, with James Gunn. And I believe he's going to be that active president just like Feige is. I think he's going to be involved with all the interviews, He's shown that he's engaged in all aspects of the industry. And his social media presence has cleaned up since his scandal. He's married now. Things are going good.
But Gunn doesn't have the same large appeal that Snyder did when he was running DC. So it's like lower level of Snyder. And we don't know if it's a lower level of Hamada because Hamada never got to really show us what he could do. All right, so this is a 4-year deal, so strap in. It's a 4-year deal. So if Zazie does try to sell Warner Brothers in 2024, when
Here she goes pushing her rumor again, which I'm not saying is false, but this doesn't seem like the status quo, like they're just going to sit back, flip it, and sell it again. This seems like they're going to try something with the brand. And if this is overall successful, I don't see them selling off. Only if it fails.
able to start pitching it around, James Gunn and Peter Safran are now part of that package. Will this increase or decrease Comcast, NBC Universal's interest in Warner Brothers? I feel decrease it, because I think they're going to seriously dial down the appeal of the brand. So I don't think DC will be a huge franchise anymore. It'll be like what it is now. It'll open like in the 60s, 70s, in that range. I think with an occasional 100 million opener, for sure. And also, we'll talk about Matt Reeves and Todd Phillips in a second. But, Comcast needs to decide what about all the other brands that Warner Brothers owns, et cetera. But this is a bold and aggressive move to stick a potential new buyer.
Yeah, so that is bold and aggressive, where you said it's like typical Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers was not bold and aggressive. They were reactionary, and they sat on their hands and didn't do anything. Completely
They also
different.
tripped over themselves.
Yeah.
These creatives. We'll see how fans feel. How do you feel? Sound off down below. And also other creatives. I think that, James Gunn intentionally casts a very large and specific shadow. So I can see a lot of other named talent being like, it's the James Gunn show. We're going to go and try and find our own show somewhere else. This leadership for the main DC projects. Now, Matt Reeves and Todd Phillips, they're separate. But it's not yet clear who they will report to.
That's also very smart and easy. This is so logical, the way they fix this problem with the DC projects. This is a DCEU project. This is a Warner Brothers project. Absolutely mind-blowing how simple it was to fix that issue and confusion with the public.
I would have gone with what they were. They tried to do a couple, 5-7 years ago, when they said they were going to be called, instead of the DCEU, they were rebranding to DC Worlds. So
it's called DC Studios. But
no.
But this plan, though, Mo, that basically it's going to be Gunn and Peter are going to be in charge of DC Studios and the DCEU. And if it doesn't fall within the DCEU, Warner Brothers Discovery, Pam Abdi, Mike DeLuca are going to handle that with the Matt Reeves and the Todd Phillips projects. They're not
the whole
within
Matt
the
Reeves
DC.
and everything.
So that makes it easy for the consumer. Is this a DCEU? Is this a DC Studios project? And the DC multiverse in the DC universe, or is this a DC?
It's basically just a watered down version of what I was talking about. Is what they were going to call it, the DC Worlds. They would have made different separate universes in movies.
Okay. All right. Well, let's
they did
continue.
that 6-7 years ago. I remember.
Oh,
I don't think they ever went.
Mo, I just realized it's 3 a.m. I got to finish this and get to bed. Oh boy.
Go ahead.
Will it also be to Gunn and Safran, or will they report directly to Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi, who run Warner Brothers Films overall? But I think Gunn has, if you look at the past things that he's done he and Safran have already worked for DC and Warner Brothers. They've made The Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, which definitely had very strong fandoms, but not the size of anything that Marvel puts out. So it's interesting to me that they were somehow able to convince Warner Brothers Discovery that based on the moderate success of those projects, they should give them the whole thing. But again, I think, never say never. Safran did produce Aquaman, although I don't think James Wan will join this party. But, you never know. James Wan kind of is similar, cut from the same cloth as these guys.
Well, the other thing that happens in this video, I'm just pausing it real quick, but we're going to get to, is she starts to attack his character too, which is really lame, saying that he doesn't know how to handle women characters, which is completely untrue. He's helped direct a lot of strong female characters in the movies, and I think this is absolute bullshit the way she attacks his character.
So I think there could be a breakout hit here and there, but it's not going to be hit after hit after hit like Marvel has. Although maybe Marvel will continue to have some problems and bring themselves down, and then we'll just all be in a wash in mid, as some of you have been saying. So yeah, it's a taste tonal issue. I just feel that James Gunn is limited. And Safran, you can see the movies that he's produced for decades now, and I think you have a pretty good idea of what he can do. And there's not a lot of variation with either of these guys. They have a very specific type of product, and so I think you'll get more films like this. You're just going to get more films like this. And I got to tell you, and as I've seen many people already saying on social media, and it's just an honest thought, I'm very worried about the future of female characters in DC under this leadership.
This is bullshit. He had Gamora. He also had, what's Gamora's sister's name? Guardians of the Galaxy. He had that one character that was introduced to Guardians 2, the other alien female. He's also in the Suicide Squad. He had both Margot Robbie and Ratcatcher, and did some amazing stuff with Amanda Waller and Harcourt. And spun off a project where Harcourt is there's 3 female characters in Peacemaker that are very important to the series. Waller, her daughter, Harcourt, and I might be missing someone else. You know, so this is really low for her to go. Like now there's not going to be strong female characters. This is pathetic. This is why the hate stream media uses ammo against access media, because they make arguments like this that are ridiculous. Basically she uses 2 people from his movie in this image, saying that he's not going to do well by good representation of female characters, when everyone was extremely happy with the way both Harley Quinn and Ratcatcher were portrayed in the Suicide Squad.
Especially Ratcatcher. That was a hit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Female characters in DC have been some of the best to date in the comic book adaptation space. Gunn and Safran are an interesting duo. They are very old school in how they approach women and treat women. Both cast their wives in cameos in almost all of their projects.
That's a low blow too. She says they cast their wives in projects in after the Me Too era. I'm like, what? What does that mean? Yeah, they might not be married in the future. That doesn't mean they're going to have a Me Too moment. What the fuck is she talking about? Look, listen to this, Mo.
Even post Me Too, you would think that a lot of talent wouldn't do that anymore, but they're both like, hey, although I know a number of you.
That's actually low-key shade about the ladies involved. Like they're only, that is actually like what a misogynist would say, that they're only in the suggesting and implying that they're in the project because
just to have a female quota.
No, not even that. It's even worse, Mo, that they are in there only because of their relationship with the power structure of the man and their role.
Okay.
Like it's very improper for James Gunn to cast his love interest and create a character almost like, the classic how you get ahead in Hollywood. I think now that's my interpretation of what she's saying. Maybe she's not implying that, but I kind of get that vibe, Mo. I kind of get that she's implying that they're in there, that they will definitely Harcourt really exceeded expectations.
The actress is married to James Gunn.
Exceeded expectations and doesn't need any justification for her being it just because she's in a relationship with Gunn and now she's married. I don't know about this other character for Peter Safran's wife, but even suggesting that Me Too shit, really uncool. Really uncool.
That's messed up, though. That's all I'm saying.
Fans of or at least Gunn's wife's work. So, that's just something to consider. And of course, some fans have taken issue with how Gunn has handled female characters to date, even in his most successful projects. I've been vocal about that. I know some of you have as well.
Oh, we know.
Although his core fan base doesn't care. They're perfectly content. They're like, we love it. So,
that's not fair either. That's implying what you're saying is true and that we love characters, that females are treated badly. That's just oh, we just love female characters treating badly, and his fans love it. This is so much bullshit. Yes, Jade, she is a dumbass. You're one of the ones that pulled me out of the Grace cult. Jade and some other viewers pulled me out of the Grace cult.
So I think they'll make these projects. The core fan base for Gunn, and like I'm not sure if that's also DC fans will say it's fine, we're fine with it. But I think it's going to be a smaller group. You'll never get a movie like Wonder Woman. You'll never get that. Like for instance, you're definitely getting a James Gunn Harley Quinn movie for sure. He wants to do it. He loves Margot Robbie. He says she's the best actress he ever worked with, despite all the actresses who stood with him during his scandal. So if she's willing to come back, and that's an interesting question, but they're going to make that movie. And maybe even Gotham City Sirens. And I really worry about that in Gunn's hands. Like, we all want to see Harley and Ivy get together on the big screen in live action, but through the lens of James Gunn.
We don't know that he's going to direct it. Hold your horses, Grace, disgraced, until we know he's going to direct it.
She's jumping the gun a bit.
I would prefer that a female director got a chance to direct that, but if James Gunn decides that's the project he wants to work and Margot wants it, who knows? I'm not against it.
Has he directed any movies before?
Yeah. What?
Has she directed any movies? Margot?
She has a production company. She's the one that she helped hire the people for Birds of Prey, for better or for worse. So she can honestly. Well, I actually enjoy that movie, but it's not good. It's not perfect.
My friend enjoyed it too. I did not, but I'm not. I'm just.
All right. Well, let's get through.
Even through the producerial lens of James Gunn, I just worry about how he would treat a lesbian relationship based on the comments that he's made in the past. He's worked with that creative team, though. He was a guest on the animated series last season, so maybe he would have the foresight to hire that team to do a live action movie of some kind.
Not wrong.
It's scary stuff. All right. So anyway, before we get to these two individuals, let's talk about potential collaborations, because I'm sure some of you are very curious about this. As for Dwayne Johnson, I don't know if he and Gunn can share the same space. They're both super
That's so stupid that this means that Dwayne Rock's not going to do anything anymore, that don't share the same space. What? He's going to try to work with everyone, I'm guessing. Until there's proof that he's not going to work with certain individuals, I don't want to throw that out there. Like, we just got Black Adam. Everyone's very happy with The Rock. They like the way The Rock promoted his movie. That he's not going to have a place in. That's so stupid.
Self-promotional, which is cool. That's fine. But you can't have two self-promotional guys with each other, working together. I mean, look at Gunn and Safran. Gunn is the big star. Safran's there being like, yeah, me too, man. I'm just happy to be here. Johnson has never worked with either of them, so there's no history there. So I would be surprised if Dwayne Johnson would want to move ahead under these circumstances, to be honest with you. I mean, the trades say Safran has been angling to take over DC since the summer. But at the Black Adam premiere, Dwayne Johnson was telling everybody that he would be happy to advise Warner Brothers Discovery on who they should hire to run DC. So obviously he was not privy to these conversations. And, one has to wonder again if he was blindsided by this deal coming, the day, 2 days after the end of the first weekend for Black Adam. Again, if Black Adam had opened bigger, we might be having a very different conversation right now.
No, that's actually possible. I don't know if this is. I actually agree with her there. If Black Adam would have exceeded expectations, I don't know if they would have gone this route. They might have had different options there. I don't know, but they might have been set in stone basically from when that article came out last week, where James Gunn pitched
Oh wait, hold on. There's Caden.
Quad squad. Get in.
Whatever,
Caden.
You owe me an apology, Caden.
Caden, come here and apologize to Mo Moon. Come here and apologize. Okay, night, PS Gamer Guy 76. I forgot what I was saying. All right.
Although I don't love the way the female characters were handled in Black Adam either. All right, so a lot of you don't care about Dwayne Johnson's future at DC. You care about the Snyderverse. And the news on this front is mixed. James Gunn and Zack Snyder do go way back to the start of their careers, and they do have similar tastes, although they haven't talked for a while, of their own admittance. But would Zack Snyder want to come back and work for James Gunn in a franchise where Zack was once the one in charge? I think that's unlikely. So while it's hard to tell if Zack Snyder himself will return, I do think there's a strong chance that just like Dwayne Johnson, Gunn will build on what Zack Snyder built rather than tear it down. Henry Cavill is a fantastic Superman for Gunn's version of DC. He fits in perfectly. So why anger?
Yesterday, she said that he was not a good Superman. Now she says he's a good Superman for James Bargain Bin version, $100 million production. That's how much bullshit she's spewing. Just yesterday, she said.
Yeah, I saw that. She flipped on that real quick.
She said Cavill is not a good Superman. Now he's a good Superman for this bullshit that they're gonna do. That's never gonna be on Marvel's level. You know.
I also wanted an apology from RJ. I know he's still here.
RJ should apologize to everyone.
Yeah.
For existing. No, I'm just kidding, RJ. We love you.
Not for existing, but for saying lies about me.
Especially when Gunn, again, Gunn is all about his own vision. I don't think he's particularly interested in casting a wider net. He's going to be like, who do I think is cool? Oh, look, I see a huge fandom here. Can I co-opt it? Can he co-opt it? I see Snyder fans are pretty upset today, a lot of you. It's tough for you guys. You fight with everybody. But anyway, it depends. Are you only happy if Zack Snyder comes back, or will you be okay if that just means Henry Cavill is coming back and the other actors? I think those, although I don't know how Gal Gadot's going to feel about this. It's a little like almost like a variation on Joss Whedon taking over. So,
what? See, that's the other thing. This is the bad moment of the video. She's suggesting that Gal Gadot is not going to be happy because she's saying that James Gunn is like Joss Whedon. That is horrible.
Where is she getting this from? Was that reported somewhere else?
Well, based on his past tweets, maybe. I don't know.
Well, did Gal Gadot say anything about that?
And how he treats female characters? She's implying all this bullshit and baggage onto him that shouldn't be there. Very salty.
And that's very salacious stuff like that.
Yeah. Gal's not going to be happy. He's like Joss Whedon.
Until I hear things from Gal, I'm not taking this at face value at all.
No, you shouldn't. Honestly, unfortunately, you can't take anything she says like that anymore.
She has a pretty face.
Also, James Gunn has an amazing relationship with Kevin Feige. They're bros. So if anyone could get a Marvel DC crossover going, it's James Gunn. And he also has the
Wait. Did you hear that?
That I agree with.
Did you hear that? If anyone, it's now or never, everyone. Now or never. I do agree with her there. If anyone can make it happen, it's Gunn. Right.
The chutzpah to ask. Maybe not any of the really big characters, but I could see him getting something. I could see something happening. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not anytime soon. But I would bet you that if James Gunn has a to-do list for DC, now that he's running it, it's a Marvel crossover. A Marvel crossover is on that list. And he will keep working on it and chipping away until he gets it, because it would be quite the feather in his cap. And that's interesting. That's like, just like Dwayne Johnson, James Gunn cares a lot about feathers in his cap, rather than like the brand overall.
We're just gonna
don't make a mistake. Kevin Feige's very aggressive and competitive, but he and he's puts himself out front for a lot of things, but he's not. It's a different vibe, as I'm sure you can see. Also, will Kevin Feige continue to play as rough with DC now that his pal Gunn is in charge? And will the sometimes very vocal Gunn, maybe some would argue too vocal, call him out on it? It will be interesting to watch if their friendship grows stronger, stays the same, or dies. All right, now let's talk Gunn, and then we'll talk about Peter Safran. Again, huge win for Gunn, who clearly only got a temporary reprieve from Disney Marvel so that he could complete his Guardians trilogy. But he's come roaring back as the head of the rival brand. Wow. Even if Gunn doesn't become DC's Feige in terms of success, and I don't believe that he will certainly be getting Kevin Feige levels of exposure, which I'm sure was a pretty sweet part of the deal for James Gunn. He'll be heading up every Comic-Con presentation. He'll be on every premiere red carpet, participating in every
bring it on,
junket.
man. Bring it on.
Let's just hope he's hired a very good publicist who helps him watch what he says.
Oh, wait,
because we all know that James Gunn is not so.
Be nice, Mo. What did you say?
I said cock blocking bastard. You can't even know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Great off the cuff. Interestingly, Gunn will primarily be an executive, supposedly. We'll see, helming a project here and there. And it's rare for a creative to go behind a desk like this. But I think after what happened with his tweets in Disney Marvel, Gunn likely didn't have a ton of options at the same level. And he didn't want to lose ground. And this offers him a chance. Well, not offers him a chance. He has gained ground. So this is just, I'm sure he's very happy today, as he should be. As for Safran, he and Gunn go way back. And I'm sure Safran was glad he invested in this relationship because look how far it's allowed Safran to take himself. Safran even got a special thanks on Gunn's direct.
Hey, Caden.
Hey, Max. Hey,
Have you
Mo.
heard about the Secret Wars with the DCEU?
Oh my God.
No, don't bring this negativity into the stream, Caitlin,
I'm trying to get to bed, so this better be quick. I want to finish this video. Let's finish the
Yeah,
video.
I'm waiting for that apology, Caden. Make it short and sweet.
Directorial debut.
Showdown. Mo down.
Mo down.
Mo down. Mo versus Caden.
Slither. Safran
Matt's
started
here
out,
too. I see him.
started out as a talent manager before becoming a producer, and he has deep connections in the industry. He worked for Brillstein Gray, one of the biggest management companies there. Like everybody was with that company. Gunn might have been represented by him. I couldn't find out if he was, but maybe that's where their relationship began.
Oh, up
At
yours,
Warner
Matt.
Brothers, Safran was also a huge producer in their horror division. You know, Warner Brothers likes to farm out their stuff to outside producers instead of having in-house people really run their division. And Safran was really big in the horror space. So that means he worked and knows, worked with and knows Walter Hamada extremely well. And also he knows all that horror talent very well. He has been a producer on almost all of James Wan's big movies. So expect Wan to be at least asked to stick around, and we'll see if James Wan says yes. I'm not sure, as I said, how big name behind the camera talent will feel about this, having to be in James Gunn's shadow. But Gunn can just pull a Feige and hire mostly new and undiscovered behind the camera talent, and also all of his pals in the industry. James Gunn has a lot of friends from his Trauma days and all that stuff. He can hire these people. I don't think that would be great for DC, but you know, these are people that he could hire. All right, so as always, we'll see what happens. The bottom line is the box office. That's what we're really going to be looking at. But because I think on social media and stuff, people will at least be talking. So just again, huge win for James Gunn. Expect Henry Cavill and Margot
Huge L for you.
Robbie to stick around big time. For DC to continue to have a more limited audience and fractured audience than Marvel.
Not fair. That's not fair to suggest that.
What?
And while we know what kind
it's going to limit DC even more.
Oh,
by doing this.
of director writer Gunn is, we'll see what kind of executive he is. That does remain to be seen. Plus, we'll see what Matt Reeves and Todd Phillips do in their separate DC spaces, although Gunn takes up a lot of air in the room. So I think it's going to be tough for them, to be honest with you. All right, so what do you think? What do you think? I think they'll still do stuff, but I think it'll be pared down. What do you think? It'll be interesting to see what projects they start to announce first. I bet you it's a Harley Quinn project, but let's see. What do you think? Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today.
All right. So remember to rate this video. Dislike.
And remember her history, James Gunn's history with James Gunn.
Yes.
With the Bane and Peacemaker.
Well, did you hear what she said in the video, Caden? That that she was implying that it was inappropriate for them to cast his love interest with Harcourt. In the age of Me Too. I'm like, that's such bullshit. And then she said Gal Gadot might be worried because he's like Joss Whedon. That's some really bullshit to throw out there.
Well,
really
the thing
bullshit.
is, like, I mean, majority of her attacks against James Gunn is all bias. Like, it's because James Gunn, like, if Kathy Yan was announced to be the DC head, she would be doing the same thing. Same type of video where it's attacking Kathy Yan. If it was like Ava DuVernay being announced as the head of DC, same thing. You know, like anyone who has like David Sandberg, same thing. You know, if anyone who has publicly like denounced or like has like basically told Grace to shut up, like that's a director, executive, whatever, like on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, on a press tour, whatever, and they were announced to be the DC head, she would do the same exact video. Like, because she hates them because they call her out. Like,
yeah, whoever calls her out, she blocks. If you're not in the industry,
calls her out, she blocks or she makes hate videos on.
Yeah,
So,
I was very disappointed to see how salty she went with that. It makes suggestions imply things about his character. Again, a character assassination.
Yeah,
Absolutely
a lot
bullshit.
of that in that video.
He's assaulting to fucking see. God damn.
Yeah, but I hate to get in and leave. Oh, boycott WB is trending again.
With
Let's
1,000 tweets. It's 1,000 tweets. It's nothing crazy.
All right, before we leave, Kaden, I need that apology before you leave.
I'm sorry. There.
I didn't hear any sincerity in it.
I am so sorry, Mo, for what I did.
What did you do? You gotta be sincere.
For not letting you DM Geek Studios.
Apology accepted. And
What?
for today, you need to apologize for today too.
I don't want to hear all
What did I
this.
do today? What did I do today?
Yeah, Saggy. I'll replace Grace, and I'll replace it with
With
a
Brian.
emoji. Only melons. Only melons.
You should
For
replace
OnlyFans.
her with Brian.
We'll make a Saggy emoji.
Yeah.
Only melons. Okay.
OnlyFans. Yeah, go ahead.
Don't be cheap asses, everyone. If you're interested, Saggy's OnlyFans is 10%.
I am not paying Saggy Melons another $5. I already paid for the membership on YouTube. I don't need to pay another $5 with her. Okay, come on.
All right. Look at all this.
Look at all those tears.
Kaden, you caused all these tears. I
I
saw
split
your
the
tweet
day off
earlier
Twitter
today.
from yay, Henry Cavill's back to boycott WB. What did I miss?
Oh my
Wait, boycott WWE? What's going on?
No, WB. WB.
No, but I saw
Okay.
WWE on there. For some
All
reason.
right, I got to get to bed. I got to work in the morning.
No problem.
Uh,
Thanks for having me on. Hopefully, Kaden has learned his lesson.
he needs to apologize for a lot here.
Yeah, he does.
Especially where have you been? And then you start
slandered
being
my
on,
name today.
You start being on camera all the time with your Lionel Richie ways, and then you're back to Scooby Doo. Kaden, where are you?
I saw Mo.
I didn't see anything.
I saw Mo.
You're fucking crazy, Kaden. You've seen things.
No, I saw Mo.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You're seeing things.
Wow.
It's the witching hour.
I can't believe I saw Mo just now.
Yeah, you're fucking crazy.
See,
where is
Again.
Jade? What happened? Is Jade still here?
Yeah,
I
she's
don't
still
know.
here.
I don't
Somewhere.
see her. I don't see her in the chat.
Did RJ just say the N-word?
Yeah, he did. Look at that.
Wow.
Snickers?
RJ, you need to come here and apologize to me too for slandering my name the other day.
All right, Mo. I don't have.
This is not the Mo Moon apology stream.
No, not today. I mean, some other time.
What are you talking about, Oh, good, Saggy. Jade, don't let Saggy boss you around. You know.
Saggy can boss me around all she wants. She can step on me too.
All right, I don't want to hear about your kinks. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
I don't. TMI. Mo, we'll have to see if you're coming back. I don't know, Mo.
I'll be back all the time.